1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, we're back with a beginner lesson this week. We're going to work on the classic fiddle tune Angeline The Baker in the key of D. This tune has a great melody and it's a great tune to work on your pick direction. So we're going to work on doing down strokes on the down beats, up strokes on the up beats, a really important part of mandolin playing. We're going to focus on that for this lesson. I'm going to break down both parts, the A part and the B part, note for note, and then I've got a variation of each part. And for the variations, we're going to work on adding some drone strings to create variations. So how do we fill up the sound without changing the melody? So that's a really kind of important concept I think a lot of beginners overlook. You know, when they start to create variations, they immediately think, oh, I've got to change all the notes with my left hand. Well, you can do that. Another thing you can do is change your right hand to create variations. So adding drone strings, adding more up and down picking, and that's where the pick direction becomes really important. So that's what we're going to focus on for this lesson. I'm going to break it all down and then show you a bunch of backup I would do for this song as well. So how to do two-finger open strumming chords, a bunch of spots to do it on the neck to kind of create an old-time mandolin sound that sounds really good. I'm going to break all that down as well. And if you're watching the preview of this lesson, you can head over to my website, mikeheadingmusic.com, grab the full-length lesson. You'll get access to watch all the videos, and you can download the tabs and the practice tracks. All right, here's Angeline The Baker in the key of D. All right, let's start breaking down this beginner version to Angeline The Baker in the key of D. So let me play the first four measures, then we'll start breaking it down. Here we go. Let's do that a few times. One more time, real slow. Okay, so we're going to start up on the A string for this song. And what I really want you to practice and focus on for this lesson is the pick direction. So I've got the pick direction listed below the tab. So the staple looking symbols are down strokes and the V looking symbols are up strokes. So really, really important on this song is follow that proper pick direction. We're going to use down strokes on the down beats, up strokes on the up beats. So super important. It's also a great rule you can apply to all your songs. It's really one of those things that's going to take your playing to the next level is getting that proper pick direction. It's really going to help you play the timing. Okay, so we're going to start up on this basic A part. We don't have a pickup. We're just going to start on beat 1. We're going to play 3 quarter notes right off the bat. So 3 down strokes. We're going to play the open A string, and then the 2nd fret on the A with our 1st finger, and then up to the 5th fret on the A string with our 3rd finger. And what I want you to practice is keeping your 1st finger down if you can, instead of lifting it up like that, which is kind of a common beginner mistake. You know, when you put that higher note on, you want to actually keep this note down. It's kind of like an insurance policy if you don't have that, if you don't get that 5th fret perfect. The other thing is a lot of times in mandolin and music, you might be going right back to that note. So rather than having to lift it up and go back and forth like that, if you keep that one down, it's just a lot less work for you. So that's what I want you to practice. It's also good just stretching practice and help stretch your fingers out. So let's do that a few times. And we're playing all down strokes to help us play that timing. So it's 1, 2, 3. And then for beat 4, on the and of beat 4, we're going to play that open A string again. So this is where we're going to use an up. And then we're going to play the 2nd fret again. And then the 5th fret again. So you basically walk up those notes twice with just a different rhythm. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2. Let's do that a few times. I'll do it without counting. The other thing you can do is basically keep your right hand moving See how on that beat 4, I basically fake a downstroke to help me keep that timing. See that? I'll do it real slow. So that kind of can help you practice that timing. The other thing I would do is just count it out. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. So it's 1, 2, 3. Beat 4 is a rest, and 1, 2. And then measure 2 is a quarter note followed by a half note. So that 5th fret is 2 beats. 2, 3. And then we're going to walk back down with a down, up, 5, 2, all on the A string. So again, down, up there because we're doing 8th note. So measure 2 is, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So let's do the first 2. And then we're going to walk up those notes again. Open, 2, 5, open, all quarter notes. This is measure 3. And then measure 4, 2nd fret, half note. And then play that note again on beat 3. And then we're going to walk back down 5, 2. So basically just playing that open, 2, and 5 on the A string in just different rhythms is really what we're doing for those first 4 measures. So let's do the first 4. Do that a few more times. One more time, a little faster. Okay, now measure 5. We're going to start it the same way. Open, 2, 5. So that walks up the same as the beginning of measure 1. And now we're going to do 5th fret on the A string with a down, and then open E string. So this is the first time we're actually moving to a different string. So we have 4 and, so down, up there. Let's practice that. It's also good wrist angle practice. You can't be back too much like this. You need to be able to have that 5th fret down on the A string. You know, you can't be muting that high string, so that's something you could practice as well. Let's do 5 on its own. Now measure 6 up to the 2nd fret of the high E string, and then open E string, and then 5th fret on the A. So we're basically walking down those notes. All quarter notes, so all downs, even though I'm changing strings. Then we're going to go back up, and then back down. So basically 5 and 6 are kind of the same. So you walk up, and then you walk back up again. And then down to the 2nd fret. And then open A string. And then walk back down. So let's do 5 through 8. So it's. So let's do 7 and 8 together. And 8, that's a half note. 1, 2, 3, 4, and same timing as measure 4. So let's do 5 through 8 again now that we've got it. The other thing you could practice is keeping this 5th fret down. That you might have to lift that up a little bit if it feels like a big stretch, but again, it's good practice. We're going right back to that 5th fret. We're walking up. If I can keep that note down, I've got it in position when I go back to it. You know, rather than, you know, resist the urge to lift that note up and then put it right back down in the same spot, right? So the first 8 measures is the basic A part. So let's play that whole first 8 measures. be one time through the A parts. That'd be like the most basic version of the melody. So we're not really adding any ornaments, we're not adding any extra picking, it's just straight melody all the way through those first 8 measures.